Getting funded is the easy part. Staying funded is where careers end. It's not. Most traders who get funded lose the account within 60 days. Not because their strategy stopped working, because they were never prepared for what each level actually does to your psychology. The pressure changes, the mistakes change, the way you sabotage yourself changes, and nobody warns you about any of it. Today, I'm walking you through every level of a prop firm, exactly what it feels like from the inside, and then the real math of what's possible in 12 months once you've actually found your edge. Stay to the end, because the numbers don't lie, and they will either completely reset your expectations or make you move faster than you ever have. What prop firms actually are. Before we go level by level, one thing you need to understand: prop firms make most of their money from traders who fail. FTMO, MyFundedFX, the 5 years, funded next, every single one. Challenge fees from traders who don't pass. That's the primary revenue stream. So when you sit down to attempt a challenge, understand what's actually being tested. Not your strategy, not your win rate. Whether you can follow rules when something is on the line, that's it. The trader who passes isn't the best trader in the room. They're the most disciplined one. And if you've been treating challenges like a performance, trying to impress the algorithm, you've already lost. Here's the exact moment most challenges die. Week 2. You're at 5% profit. Target feels close. And that feeling, that proximity is what kills you. Because now you're not trading your system anymore. You're trading the target. Setups that aren't quite there, you take them anyway. Trades that hit your rule for exit, you hold them longer. Position size, just slightly bigger, because you want to finish this week. And just like that, a challenge that was almost won becomes a challenge that was almost passed. FTMO's $100,000 challenge costs $540. 10% profit target, 5% daily drawdown, 10% max drawdown. The rules are not complicated. The psychology is. The traders who pass aren't chasing the target. They check their progress once a week and trade their system like the target doesn't exist. Now, here's something nobody says out loud. Failing a challenge is not always a loss. If you failed because you broke your rules, you just paid a few $100s to find out exactly where your execution collapses under pressure. Fix it, retake it. Now you're actually ready. Level 2. Newly funded. You passed. Account is live. And instead of feeling relief, most traders feel something they didn't expect. Dread. Because now it's real. And that dread quietly destroys their execution. They trade smaller than they should. They hesitate on setups they'd have taken without thinking during the challenge. They close trades early and just to lock something in, just in case. And the painful irony? They traded better during the challenge, when more was technically on the line. Here's why. During the challenge, you had a clear endpoint, a defined target, a finish line. The funded account has no finish line. That open-endedness creates a low-grade anxiety that slowly poisons every decision. The fix is simple. Not easy, but simple. Stop looking at the balance. On FTMO's $100,000 account, 1% risk is $1,000 per trade. That's not your money. It's the firm's capital. Your only job is protecting your access to it by executing your process without deviation. First 2 weeks on any funded account, trade your smallest compliance size. Confirm the system runs correctly. Then scale up, not because you're scared, because you're smart. Stop. Before we go further, I need you to hear something most traders only realize after they've already lost the account. The levels don't get easier as you climb. They get harder in ways you never see coming, because the pressure doesn't disappear when you get consistent. It just changes shape. Okay, level 3. Level 3, consistent funded trader. This is the level everyone fantasizes about, and here's what it actually feels like. Boring. Same setup, same session, same rules over and over. Month after month. No excitement, no dramatic moments, just execution. And that's exactly where the money lives. On FTMO's $100,000 account, at 4% average monthly return, realistic for a trader with real edge, you're generating $4,000 gross. Take home at 80%, $3,200. Not life-changing, yet. But 4 months of consistent performance triggers FTMO's scaling plan. $100,000 becomes $125,000. You add a MyFundedFX $100,000 account alongside it. Combined capital, $225,000. Same 4% monthly. Same 3-hour session. Take-home jumps to over $7,000 a month. That's $84,000 annualized. The system didn't change. The capital did. And here's what most traders completely miss. Compounding through scaling is the actual edge in prop trading. Not a better strategy, not a secret setup. More capital on the same consistent system. Level 4, multiple accounts. Level 4 is where it gets uncomfortable in a completely different way. You're managing 3 accounts across 2 firms, FTMO scaled to $200,000. 2 $100,000 accounts at the 5 years in MyFundedFX. Total, $400,000 under management. 1% risk is now $4,000 per trade. 4% monthly return on $400,000 is $16,000 gross. Take home, approximately $13,000 a month. $156,000 a year. From 3 hours of trading. But here's the warning. Nobody gives you at this level. When dollar amounts get large, a new kind of fear appears. Not fear of failing, fear of losing what you worked years to build. And that fear makes traders do the exact same things they did as beginners. Oversizing after a winning streak. Revenge trading after drawdown. Managing by emotion instead of by rules. Accounts that took 12 months to build, gone in 2 weeks. Because the psychology of protecting something feels completely different from the psychology of building something. Same rules, same system. Completely different internal experience. If you haven't done the work on your psychology before reaching this level, this is where it all unravels. The 1-year math. 3 scenarios, real numbers, no hype. Scenario 1, starting small. Month 1, FTMO $10,000 challenge. $155 fee. Pass it. Trade consistently. Scale the account. Add a second by month 7. By month 12, roughly $45,000 in combined capital under management. Year 1 take-home, $9,000 to $12,000. Not a life change, but proof the system works. And year 2 starts from a completely different position. Scenario 2, starting mid-range. Pass an FTMO $50,000 and a MyFundedFX $100,000 by month 4. Combined capital crosses $160,000 mid-year. Both accounts scaling. Consistent 5% monthly return throughout. Year 1 take-home, $65,000 to $75,000. Full income replacement from a 3-hour daily session. Scenario 3, starting aggressive. Pass $100,000 accounts at FTMO and the 5 years in month 1. Consistent 6% monthly. Both firms' scaling plans trigger multiple times. Combined capital approaching $450,000 by month 12. Year 1 take-home, $150,000 to $185,000. Is this the average? No. Is it real? Absolutely. For traders who execute the same system without exception for 12 consecutive months. Here's the uncomfortable truth across all 3 scenarios. The strategy is almost irrelevant. What separates Scenario 1 from Scenario 3 isn't the setup. It's how long you can stay consistent before you break. Here's what I need you to hear before you close this video. The money is real, the scaling is real, the path is real. But it is brutally unforgiving to one specific type of trader. The trader who knows what to do, but can't make themselves do it consistently. And that's not a strategy problem. It's not an education problem. There's a specific psychological trigger, one that almost every struggling trader shares, that makes you break your own rules at the exact moment it matters most. You've probably felt it. The moment you knew you shouldn't enter, and entered anyway. The moment you knew you should hold and closed early. The moment you promised yourself you'd follow the rules and didn't. That's not weakness, that's a pattern. And patterns can be broken once you understand exactly what's driving them. I broke that down in detail in this video right here. Not the surface stuff, not control your emotions. The actual mechanism, what it is, why it happens, and how to interrupt it permanently. Watch it next. Because everything I showed you today, the levels, the math, the scaling, only works if you do.